Hello and welcome to Latino Studies in Action, Student Perspectives on Transformative Learning. I'm Jameson Stell. I am not a student. I am currently an ESOL instructional specialist in the Department of Multicultural Education in the School District of Palm Beach County. But prior to taking this position, I served as a teacher of Latinos in Action at Forest Hill High School in West Palm Beach, Florida, where the students we're going to hear from today are all students currently, and I have the privilege of moderating this discussion with those students from LIA Latinos in Action, which is an elective class that takes an asset-based approach to educating Latino students and is based on 4 pillars: personal, cultural, linguistic assets, academic excellence, service, and leadership. So those of you who heard from these students in the main session, you'll be hearing from 4 out of the 5 students that you met the last time. We've attempted multiple times to get all of them together in one space, but as you can imagine, with this current situation that we're in, it's really a testament to the challenges that they've overcome for them to be able to record this in pairs. So we have 2 different interviews with myself and 2 students. So again, you'll hear 4 out of the 5 that you heard from in the main session. And I encourage you, once this video is over, to stick around. I'm going to give some information on the social media handles that you may want to follow if you want to continue following this sort of work as it's being carried out across the country. So without further ado, I'll hand it off to the students and enjoy. All right, so to get started, you guys, if I know you did this last time, but if you could just say your name and grade, your heritage, and then your plans for after high school in case someone didn't see the first session, but it's going to get to see this one. So your name, grade, heritage, and what your future might look like.
Okay, my name is Elisa Serna. I'm a junior at Forest Hill High School. In my plans after high school, I want to join the National Guard, and then I want to start going to college and become a lawyer.
Hello, my name is Isai Sanchez. I'm a sophomore, 10th grade. I'm an LA student at Forest Hill High School. My parents are from Guatemala, and after I graduate, I want to start a charity or join a charity to help people with medical condition or in need.
Awesome. I'm curious, I wasn't planning on asking this question first, but Elisa, when you introduce yourself as Elisa, or you introduce yourself as Eliza?
I said Elisa, right? I said Elisa.
You said Eliza this time, but sometimes I hear you say Elisa.
I know, because in Spanish it's Elisa. Like, but in English, people call me Eliza. So, Elisa, whatever.
So why do you does it just depend which one you use? Like, how do you decide which one you want to say?
It just comes out of nowhere. I don't know.
And you feel the same about being called either one?
Yeah.
All right. So the last time that we talked, when we were in the main session, we talked basically about like the experiences that you guys had as students in education, and like your basically how Latino studies in terms of like your cultures and your histories and things like that. In this session, we're going to focus more on the action part, like the Latinos in Action component. And so if one of you could kind of describe, if someone is viewing this who doesn't know what Latinos in Action is, can you give basically like a quick description of what LIA is about and like what is that?
Well, Latinos in Action is a class that we work and we help the community. Like, we go to elementaries and we tutor little kids and teach them how to read. We go to beach cleaning. We help the community. That's what it's all about, helping others.
I feel Latino in Action stands for like us as Latino, and action means like we're doing like action, like helping the community, like for example, like at the beach, picking up stuff, and that's what Latino in Action stands for. So I believe.
Awesome. What are some of the ways that you guys are involved, whether it's between, whether it's through the LIA class or through maybe another program? I know both of you, the last time we saw you were ROTC uniforms. So what are some of the ways that you all are involved in making a difference in the community?
We support the people that been through cancer. We go to parades and we just celebrate them and we show them that we're there for them.
Also for JRTC, we also collect cans for Thanksgiving for people who don't have, food for Thanksgiving. And also, I'm in an academy called the Post 148. That's the police, and we also do that. We help around the community. For example, like if in a big event or anything, we are always there, like being helping setting up the performance or anything like that. So that's how we help community, or else we go out and pick up trash and see that, like, to make the city better and organized.
And Isai, you also were involved with Key Club, right?
Who?
Isai, were you involved with the Key Club at one point too?
Yes, I did, but after that, the police academy came like too into, so I had to quit that. So I wasn't even there for like, I think I was there for 2 weeks, only one
Gotcha.
week, I believe so. Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, one of the ways, maybe you guys don't see it necessarily like this, but one thing I see in terms of how you guys make a difference is, you guys have basically are courageous in speaking up and speaking to teachers, speaking your truth, your experience to teachers, people who have positions of leadership. Like what you did, for the main session, you guys were sharing not always positive things about your education experience. Um, I don't know if you see that as a way of serving the community, but I wanted to ask you if you were hesitant. You seem very confident and very outspoken and bold, and like you were sure of yourselves in doing that. Where did that come from? Like, how did you get to be so comfortable doing something like that when for a lot of people that's probably something that would scare them or something that they would shy away from doing?
Well, in my case, I used to be a very shy person. I still am because I'm not the kind of person that's just gonna go out there and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that." Many people see me as that I stand up for everything, but I'm actually a very shy person. And when I started Latinos in Action in JRTC, those were like the two programs that helped me a lot. Because in JRTC, I was able to put my shyness away and speak up, because I will help other people. I will be there. And then in Latinos in Action, when they would ask questions or something and that I know I would feel confident about talking, I would like speak. And when I speak, I like to, I don't know, I just like to talk and talk and talk to make my point. And that's how I learned to not be shy, but I'm still learning on it.
I feel like Latino in Action and RGC and also the Post of the Academy has shown me to be confident, and also because it's not only about class but also about your speak. Like they help you go in front and take out the shyness away, and help you, like, be confident and know that you can speak. And I'm not gonna I get shy sometimes also, but I feel like if I'm there, I have to give my point, like Elisa said, and give my main reason why anything that if they call me out or anything, to like feel confident that I know what to say about.
Did you guys get that opportunity in all of your classes, or was it more in LIA and ROTC that you felt like you had a chance to develop those skills?
Well, I felt it in LIA, JRTC, and my Spanish class and my English class. I would feel comfortable of talking because I would know like all of them. So I just felt comfortable. In my other classes, I wouldn't speak a lot because I don't know. I just didn't feel that comfortable.
So what made it more of a welcoming environment in those classes for you? What was it that made you feel more comfortable?
Let's say our in LIAs, well, sometimes, let's say I'm gonna give an example in my Spanish class. When I would speak, my teacher will give me that confidence, and she will like ponerme de ejemplo con los demás, saying, "Oh yeah, she knows how to explain things. Oh, she knows how to do this." So that would give me confidence. And the same thing at ROTC and LIA.
So really, the teacher kind of created that environment where they expressed that you had something valuable to say. You had something to add.
They
Yeah.
actually motivated you to do, you know.
Mhm.
Cool. So what do you think that's kind of related to this question? Like, what do you think teachers can do? I have lots of teachers who are watching this. Like, what can teachers do to create an environment where you feel welcomed, that you feel comfortable as a Latino student and as a student in general, that you're going to be more confident in their classes? You're going to speak out. You're going to raise your hand to ask a question or to answer a question. Like, what can teachers do to make that sort of atmosphere for you?
I feel like if a teacher, in my opinion, I think that a teacher should have a conference like to each student, you know, help them in anything, be confident because you can't just put a person who's shy and just call them out and just like go in front. You can't do that. You have to know like they're motivated. Why are they shy? Talk to them, motivate them, give them wise words, and that's how a student will actually have confidence. That my teacher helped me. She believes in me that I can speak. So when he's speaking, he doesn't care who's looking at him, knowing that the teacher is the main priority of the whole presentation or anything speech.
Well, in my opinion, I feel like it all depends on the teacher because if you're a grumpy teacher, if you're mad all the time, the students are just gonna hate you. And if you're a cool teacher, you're gonna gain that respect. It's like, let's say you, Mr. So, you will act with us and like understand us, and that's what teenagers need because our parents, they might not understand us and we feel trapped. And we go to school and we might know some teachers that we're like comfortable to talk about other stuff that we don't even talk with our parents. So it's that friendship that they create.
And how much does a teacher how does a teacher do that? Like, how do they show that they care about you? What are the ways that they can express that?
Well, they talk to you because there's some teachers that they pick students. Dinosaur. Wait, Hennessy. They pick students who they're gonna talk to, and I feel they should talk to everybody.
um I wanted to ask this question because you guys are from two different countries, right? Your heritage, one is from Honduras, and that's Elisa, and then Isai, your heritage is from Guatemala, right?
Yes.
In LIA, we don't call it Hondurans in action or Guatemalans in action. We call it Latinos in action. And so I was curious for you, what does it mean to be? Is there something about that label that different cultures, different people from different countries that you kind of all have something in common? Like, what are those? What do you see as what does it mean to you to be Latino?
I feel being Latino is like something that we have in common between every country is that sometimes we understand each other because we come from a place where they make you know they have their own tradition also like that, but we also have our own, and that's like in common for everything. We can understand them, we can learn from them, and anything like that. So I believe that being Latino has not it's not like you said, not Guatemala in action or Honduran action, but I believe that Latino stands for every country, and I believe that was the question you asked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I believe that, like you said, it's not called Honduras in action or Mexico in action, etc. I think the point for us, for all of us to feel comfortable with each other, and be a family and work together. Because if we're not working together, we're not gonna be a success. Because at the end of the day, you need somebody else to be by your side and help you. Because if you're doing everything by yourself, it's just gonna be hard and hard and hard. You can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, this, and that," because I can do everything better by myself. That's a lie. Everybody needs somebody to be there.
So, are there certain things that teachers do that help you learn better? I want to get kind of to the idea of if you could if you could have control over how your teachers teach, what kind of activities that they do to help you learn the things that they're teaching. What sorts of things would you change? Like, what would you have that look like? What sorts of things help you to learn the most?
Like do more activities, make it funner. Because if the teacher's just talking and talking and talking and not giving examples, making activities, the students are not gonna pay attention to them. Because that's how it works. Maybe it's not supposed to work like that, but we're young and you need to find a way to grab our attention. So I feel like they should do, I don't know, activities. They should come up and be like, "Hey, class, we're gonna do this, this, and that." Not be a teacher that students are gonna do whatever they want with you, but like gain that respect and the students. If you tell the students, "Oh, come here with me," they're gonna go because they have gained that respect towards you. So I feel like that's how it should be.
I
Do
feel
anything.
like I feel like small group isn't old for teenager, also for high school. But I believe like small group, you know how elementary they have like a little table for all little kids come, and I believe that in high school they should do that and have like conversation with kids, and where they come from, and have fun activities so all the student can be confident with their other partners and with their teacher also. So I feel like they should make activities or rotation like that, like we used to do in elementary. But I believe that that's how like little kids had confidence back in elementary school. Well, I had confidence when I was back there when I was little, but when I got in middle school, I got like a little bit off topic. I got shy and I was scared of everything. I would turn red when they used to put me on the spot.
So that's when that shifted for you. Was like around middle school. You felt like
Yeah, middle
whatever
school.
you were more comfortable in elementary school. Then you lost that in middle school, and then you regained some of that confidence in high school.
Yeah.
Interesting. Awesome. Do you think there are there any wrong ideas? We're going kind of out of order here, but I forgot to ask this before. When I asked you about being Latino, do you think there are any wrong ideas that teachers have of what it means to be Latino or about Latino students? Have you encountered any experiences like that where maybe you felt judged or you felt like they didn't understand you as a Latino student?
You were saying this stuff. Can you repeat that one more time?
Have you ever had any experiences where, as a Latino student, that you felt like you were misunderstood? Like people maybe mistreated you or saw you in the wrong way because they thought of Latinos in a certain way?
Well, personally, I never had that experience. I always been pretty good. I never had that experience because I don't know. It was I would say let's say my mom and my siblings, they have different attitudes like than me. I'm more calm. I'm very quiet, and when
Wait,
someone
did you just say you're quiet?
when I mean when I mean by quiet is that I have patience. I try
Okay.
to have patience, and some people think that I have attitude, that I'm like a rough person, but I'm really not. Because let's say when maybe before I was like very shy, I wouldn't say anything. If somebody would say something, I would just stay quiet. But then I got to my sophomore year, and I don't know. I created a shell like around me. You know what I mean? That I put in my attitude. I gave attitude. I started to be rough, and that's something that helped me a lot. Not even in my family, but when I go to school and stuff. and that's how I gain people to respect me in some kind of way. Cause I'm not the type of girl that's gonna go around and be like, "Hey, how are you?" and joke around with anybody. Cause that's not me anymore. I used to be like that. I got judged by being like that, so friendly, even by my own family. So I had to switch that. But no, I never been judged or treated some kind of way bad. No, not that I remember.
Isai, how about you? I don't know if you heard that question or no.
Oh, can you repeat that again,
Yeah.
sir?
Have you ever had an experience where someone viewed you or treated you poorly because they saw you as a Latino, or they assumed certain things about you, how you must be?
Are you are you talking not only about like teachers or also students, partners?
Could be teachers or students, just in school.
I feel like when I was in middle school, they used to bully me just because I was from Guatemala, and they used to call me names because I was because well, I feel like every like Latino was bullied, not only me, but because of where they come from, because they think they are better than than anyone. Like my country's better than this, not, but it's not it. Like Tino means like you're a family together. You have like their back, and I can say that once like I got bullied because of my culture, but that was the only time I got in middle school. That was in sixth grade.
And were teachers around for that, or did teachers stand up for you? Or
I feel like I did went to ask for help about it, but I think they didn't like focus on it because I think they had things like better to do than with my case. Not my case, but my problem I had. But they really didn't do nothing, and I just went on. Like Elisa said, I was a shy person. When people used to tell me something, I didn't say nothing bad because I couldn't stand for myself in middle school because I was really shy, and I didn't have the motivation in myself. So that's what happened. But as I got to high school from last year, at the end of I felt I got confidence where I can stand up and open my mind. If I have like positive, like if a person is going through a rough time, or anyone comes up to a person, they start saying a negative, like you're there and you can bring positive to them. You're an open mind. So I feel like I have been judged by my culture once. So I believe, yeah.
right, as we're almost done here, you have a captive audience of a bunch of teachers who are going to watch this. Is there anything else that you all want to say before we end today? Any message that you have for teachers or schools, administrators, anybody who's going to view this?
I feel like for any teacher or any like AP also, not only teacher but also AP, I feel like if a student is getting in trouble for something, they have to first not tell them what they did and actually what's going on, because many people just judge kids like you're a bad kid, you're this and this, but no, they have to go through their background. What's going on? Can we help you in anything? And if one thing, if they're just bad, okay, that's a whole different thing. But if that person is going through, for example, divorce, a parent passed away, or violence at home, or anything that like gets bad, that can affect them, I feel like a AP or a teacher should be there, because I feel like when I go to school, I feel like the teacher are my parents because they're looking for you, they're there for you, they're helping you, and then you have your parent at home, but that's at home. But when you're in school, I feel like the AP and anyone, not only AP principals, assistant counselor, they're there to help you, and and instead of they're like yelling at you, they can actually motivate you and be safe, in school, and actually have confidence to anyone there. That's my opinion.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I feel like the APs and the administrators, they should like they only. I feel, in my opinion, that they focus a lot on students when they get in trouble. But I believe that there's a lot of kids out there that they may not get in trouble. They might be A students, B students, but they don't know what they're going at their house. Sometimes when you go to school and the teachers are more like a parent than your parents at home. Sometimes students can can talk to the teacher about their feelings, and that if something is wrong, they're gonna figure out through that. Because sometimes the students need like a best friend at school. That can be a teacher, a sergeant, an administrator, an AP. That's what I think.
And one last thing, I feel like anyone who's watching this, I feel like motivate their students because that's how they achieve their goals and be confident and come out of their shell. And I believe that motivation, confidence, speaking with them, it's like one of the key things for a kid or any teenager to be better.
What happened?
Okay, come to commander.
We can't hear you, Mr.
You're
Stella.
on mute.
All right. Just in case some of the people who view this weren't viewing the main session where you guys spoke, we'll have you start off by giving your name, your grade, your heritage, and if you have any idea of what you think you might want to do after you finish high school, then you can share that. I know Josue is laughing. Go ahead. Just how you can start.
Okay. Hi, my name is Michelle Perez Velasquez. I am currently in 11th grade. I'm from Guatemala, and my plans after high school is either joining the military or doing interior design.
All right.
Hi, my name is Josue. I'm from Cuba. I'm 14 years old. No, 15. I'm there. Okay, so I'm freshman right now, and yeah, that's it.
All right. And your heritage, you're from where? Did you
Yeah,
say?
Cuba. I say
Cuba.
Cuba.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So the first thing I wanted to ask you guys, some of the people who are watching this don't know anything about Latinos in Action. So can you kind of explain in your own words what LIA has been about for you, like what your experience has been like, and what the class really is all about?
For me, Latinos in Actions, in my experience, for 3 years, is a class where you get to meet new people and you consider them as family who help you out and also help out the community. For example, you volunteer like elementary schools, you help them tutor, and then you're being a role model to them. You're being a leader, stepping up, helping them become a better person and a better student. And also, you have to have good grades in order to be a role model to them, in order for them to teach them. As well, this experience has helped me a lot because I used to be very shy and timid, and I wouldn't talk to anybody and I wouldn't socialize as much. But then, ever since I met the first years of LIA, they really outgrew on me, and I started socializing more and I started opening up more and coming out of my shell. And not just that, because of Latinos in Action, I was able to complete my goal in ROTC, becoming a company commander with the leadership skills and the new experiences that I was having.
For me, it has been like a big group of people that are so different of with the culture with everything, and they're so related at the same time. That's why they call it family, because we're so related. We consider friends. We also with the leadership skills that we learned, they're so important because we don't learn how to be bosses. We learn how to be leaders. How a leader works. How we have to express ourselves being a leader, and how we help other people being a leader, not just like do this, do that. It's about showing them how to do it, showing them how you can help them, and how you can manage some hard situations.
Awesome. Thank you all. Um, so the program is called Latinos in Action, and it's not called Guatemaltecos in Action or Cubanos in Action, but it's Latinos. So, what does it mean for you? There's obviously in the class people from a lot of different countries. What does it mean to you to be Latino? Like, what does that name represent for you? Is there something about having that title that people from different places can kind of unite um, under that flag of being Latino? What's that like?
To me, being Latino or Latina isn't just a race or an ethnicity. To me, it's being proud of my culture, of my country, where I'm coming from my family's background, and it's helped me motivate myself and love my country and my cultures, and it also helped me a lot. Um, Knowing more other countries and their culture. For example, um, ever ever since I was in a Spanish class, my Spanish teacher encouraged me to learn more about the different cultures. And in Latinos in Action, every time we would have our Hispanic Heritage Month, we would embrace our colors, our flags, and we would meet new people and like learn new things as well. And not just that, also I because of this, I'm wanting to learn other cultures. For example, from Japanese culture. That it fascinated me. Their culture, like their traditional dances, their food, everything. And I just want to know more about different cultures and how it's relatable and the differences we can have.
Awesome. Anything else, Josue, that you want to add to that? No,
No, that
she
was
said it
great.
all.
That was great. Spot on.
Okay. Um, have either of you ever experienced being Latino, being Latina? Have either of you ever experienced a negative treatment because of your Latino identity? Has there ever been a time in school, or not necessarily in school, but where you felt like maybe you were mistreated or you weren't valued the way that you deserve to be because people saw you as being Latino? Has that ever been something you encountered?
Not that I remember of. I don't remember being.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's a
I
good thing.
feel that everybody respects each other's culture. So
Yeah, that's where we are.
Perfect. Cool. Um, so I wanted to know, I think a lot of the adults who view this and who view the main session that we did last week are going to have a question. They're going to ask, wow, these students are speaking their truth to in front of adults. They're confident. They're speaking boldly with courage. And I think that a lot of them will wonder where that came from. So can you talk a little bit about how you got to a place where you're so confident um, speaking up to adults, speaking up, maybe sometimes even when what you have to say isn't something that everyone is as comfortable hearing? Like, how did you gain that confidence? How did you get to a place where you're able to do that?
well, if I'm going to be honest, during my middle school years, it was a bit rough, and I wasn't very confident in myself. But ever since I entered a new chapter of my life and entering high school, like I said previously in the other meeting, ever since I went into the freshman invasion, where I got to learn more about Latinos in action, it motivated me and it boosted me up the confidence because ever since I found out about the class and like was learned more about it, it fascinated me and it made me love the program even more, and it embraced me to become better and not to be somebody who's like in the back in the shadow, instead of being in the light and being a leader and helping others. And because of Latinos in Action and JROTC, both the teachers, mentors, and instructors have helped me gain my confidence in speaking about my own opinion and being honest about it. And yeah.
Awesome. Is that a thumbs up in agreement, Josue?
Yeah, it's all the importance you give to your word. When people show that you're important and that you matter, it's when you actually think about like how everything you said or everything you say matters in a way. So you have to like get like that confidence that will help you like express yourself out. Because sometimes you don't have it, but you actually have the knowledge to teach people and to show people what you have.
Is it challenging sometimes to believe that you have something valuable to, or that you're able to express what you have to say if English isn't your first language? Like
Yeah,
Josue, is it hard sometimes for you to feel like what you have to say is really matters if you're not able to express it the way you want?
yeah. Sometimes you don't find the word or how to say it, and sometimes you think you sound stupid or you sound in a certain way, like you don't want it to sound like that because you know what you want to say, but you can't say it.
So, is there anything that teachers can do to help with that? Anything that you find teachers have done that helps you? And
Well, maybe the teachers will. In my middle school, we had a dual language class, which would be like um, your classes would be taught both in Spanish and English at the same time. So I feel like if in the classroom you're able to speak both languages, you're able to learn more and express more yourself. And not just that, the people around you. For example, I'm not very fluent in my Spanish, so there might be other students who are able to speak fluently in Spanish. So if we're talking in Spanish, I'm able to learn more with them and learn new words, new vocabulary words. And on the contrary, since I'm fluently in English, I'm able to teach them new words and new vocabularies as well.
good. All right, one last question, you guys. If you if So there are going to be a lot of teachers who will be watching this. If you could wave a magic wand and create a school situation that is ideal, that is perfect for you, and help you to learn the most, help you to feel the most comfortable, help for you to develop into the best person that you could be. What sorts of things would you want? What would you want to change about your school experience, or maybe some of the things that work well right now? What would you like to see in a perfect scenario?
In my opinion, for example, I would like to have like students like a diversity of students, and no matter the ethnicity, the race, the color. Also treating each other as family and with respect, and not just that, also learning about the different cultures and the different languages as well. Embracing it, and like probably once a month or every 2 months we can like have like a project about the different cultures, or like a little festival or something like that, like just bringing everybody together and learning more about each other's culture, each other's knowledge, and etc.
What about you, Josue? Anything else that you would recommend to make school the best place it could be for you?
I think that's good. Like that's what Latinos in Actions has been doing, like doing this Latino festivals. That's good, crazy.
All right, awesome. Anything else that you all would like to add before we get going? Anything you want to say to the teachers out there?
I just want to say thank you to all the teachers who are concerned about the different cultures, and those who are concerned about the students who think they're not having enough appreciation and value. And I'm very grateful that there are adults and students who are confident on talking about this, and having a change on like the society of today.
Yeah,
Awesome. And that gets the thumbs up from Josue.
yeah. I think that the teachers have like a big work to do. Like they have like if you think about teachers change future. Like they make like the next generation. Like they have a massive work.
Yeah, it's a big job and it's a big responsibility. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you guys so much for sharing your experience with the teachers and talking with me today. Thank you so much for joining in for this session. If you'd like to find out more about the work that these students are doing and students like them around the country are doing, I encourage you to visit the social media sites that are up on your screen so that you can do your part in carrying out the mission of LIA, which which is to empower Latino youth through culture, service, leadership, and excellent education with the purpose of graduating from college. Thank you.